Okay. What's up, everybody? Everybody, how's everybody doing out there? This is your girl, Wong Lorraine, and it is Wednesday. And by now, you guys should know what we do on Wednesdays. We have a show called Moving Forward. Moving Forward is for successful, driven people to share their stories no matter their level of success. This show was
Absolutely.
created for the driven, whether your income is less than 50,000 or more than 500,000. The question becomes, are you living your passion and are you happy doing it? So that's what
Yes.
we got going on every Wednesday. I'm having some remarkable people on every Wednesday. So if you're out there and you want to share your success story or this show is not built on how much money you make. It's built on how much drive you have.
Yes.
All right, my
Yes.
disclaimer. The guest views of this program is based solely on the opinion of our guests and is by no means the opinion of Cuts Communications Network, our shows, or our hosts. All right, so we got the business out of the way, and I am so glad and so proud to introduce this lady right here. I found her on social media, and I've been hunting her down ever since. Her schedule is really busy, so I finally got her to sit down with me for 30 minutes. Her name is Vera Moore. She's a
Hey.
director and founder of True Beginnings. That's right. True Beginnings Service is the name of her foundation. She offers a true beginning to formerly incarcerated, women who are homeless. They work to help them overcome barriers. And this is a first gender responsive program in Las Vegas. So
Yes.
how you doing, Miss Moore?
Amazing. Even though the weather's not all that great, I'm doing amazing. How,
Wow,
yeah.
it is so wonderful to see you. I'm so
Thank
excited
you.
to hear about your foundation. I think this is a wonderful thing that you're doing. But first, tell us a little bit about you, Miss Moore.
There's a lot to tell, so I'm gonna sum it up really quickly because I could talk a lot. But
Okay.
I just moved to Las Vegas in 2016. I started this program, True
Mm-hmm.
Beginnings, in 2012 after about 15 to 17 years of battling incarceration, substance abuse, homelessness, domestic violence, you name it, I went through it. And
Mm-hmm.
I moved out to Virginia to help my daughter raise my first grandbaby, and I decided I was going to
Mm-hmm.
clean up my act. Now, I have gone
Mm-hmm.
through rehab for a year. I've been clean and sober and had a career for over 6 years, and nothing that I was doing necessarily at one time ever for me. It was when I decided to put everything all together and work a simple plan in my life after making a solid decision that I was never going to go back
Mm-hmm.
is when I started seeing changes, miraculous changes, and
Mm-hmm.
opportunities afforded me that had not been afforded me before. My
Mm-hmm.
reputation, my self image, my self esteem all started to blossom. And then God
Mm-hmm.
blessed me with
Mm-hmm.
an opportunity to give back, and
Mm-hmm.
that is when my world opened up. And so I did that in 2012. It blossomed. I was
Mm-hmm.
faced with an illness in 2016, 2017, overcame that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I knew for a fact that I was on the right road, that I had to give back and be of service in my community and help other women such as myself so that we can build legacies and get rid of some of
Mm-hmm.
this systematic oppression that we have going on in our communities today.
Wow, that's an amazing story. I mean, you going through all of those trials and
Yes.
tribulations while you were incarcerated. Did that sort of was that like a wake up call for you, or did you continue
Yeah.
after you got out to go back to to the quick life or the fast
Yep.
life?
Well, it was, I guess you could say it was fast, yes, but no, incarceration did not change my mind. I went
Hmm.
in the very first time, I went straight to prison. I was a violent criminal and I had entitlement
Hmm.
issues. I was educated. So I went in, got a good job, And I came out like nothing had ever happened. Got my cute little body back, all those, things that are vain when you're shallow and you don't have any real substance to your life you put value on. And so then I
Mm-hmm.
just went right back and I did the same exact thing. And I got caught up and been homeless and then back on drugs. And next thing you know, I was back and forth into jail. There was a year where I went to jail at least 4 times in that one year, leaving my kids alone at home by
Wow.
themselves and losing my kids back to my mother again. So, yeah, no, jail did not, or neither did prison, did not change my mind, unfortunately. I mean, it has for many people, but it wasn't what slowed
Mm-hmm.
me down.
Okay.
I work
Yeah,
well
that
in
would be the
structure.
yeah, yeah, I see. I see. Well, so now, so if it wasn't that, what made you say because the message I always like to communicate on this show is to let people know that no matter what you go through, you have to be passionate about what you want to do. Don't let anybody stop you. Your haters are going to be out there.
Absolutely.
It's all good. Here's Vera Moore, who's been through to hell and back, and now she is here offering something for women, much like what she's been through. So, Vera, tell me what is it that made you say, you know what, I'm getting ready to do something? What was it?
Honestly, it was the look in my child's eyes when I
Mm,
saw that she was in the situation that I was in and that I was perpetuating the same exact thing that I was going through in my family, creating an entirely different cycle, a different legacy.
mm,
And I thought, I
mm-hmm,
can't allow my granddaughter, my grandchildren to go through this. And I needed to pull
mm-hmm,
out immediately so I could affect change in my family. And the only way to do
mm-hmm,
that, because they don't listen to you anymore, when you
mm-hmm,
have
mm-hmm.
already been doing such horrible things and all they know you for is the mistakes and the trials and tribulations, your kids don't listen to you anymore. You're a hypocrite as far as they're concerned. So I figured, I love a good challenge. Before you know it, I was like, I could show you better than I could tell you. And so that's what I
Wow.
started doing. I started showing my kids and role modeling the way in which they should go, hoping that they will follow my steps. And I put them in God's hands. And then he took me by the reins and made me his vessel, and we just move forward as one.
Yes, yes. So it was your children that sort of help you make this decision.
Yes.
So why this though? Why not use your education for something else? What made you want to do this amazing thing?
When my grandchildren grow up, they will have to
Hmm.
face a system like the system that I have to face. I'm a black woman right here in this community, right? And
Hmm.
we are
Hmm.
still lowest on the totem pole underneath everyone,
Hmm.
no matter what our
Yep.
education level is, no matter what our status is, right? And I
Yep.
have a granddaughter. And not only do I have a granddaughter, but I also have a grandson. And my
Hmm.
grandson is a black young man in the inner city. So we
Mm.
already know the things that he faced in this community.
Right.
And I
Right.
had to
Right.
create change for them. You see, because the
Hmm.
change by offering the mother an opportunity to get her life together and then attaching services for her children, you change the entire dynamic of the whole family and break
Hmm.
down systems that have been in place since forever. And then
Hmm.
families
Hmm.
start practicing traditions that our grandparents and our great grandparents instilled in us, but we got away from them because the
Hmm.
world started moving fast, because
Hmm.
we became able to deal with certain privileges like voting, not having
Hmm.
to go to the black only bathrooms. We got
Hmm.
we got up here thought we were became complacent. And in
Hmm.
doing that, they started snatching things away from us on a consistent
Hmm.
basis, and we weren't
Hmm.
paying attention, right? So that's where it
Hmm.
comes about with being woke now, right? Everybody
Hmm.
wants to be woke right now. So now we
Hmm.
see this thing that's happening. We understand the history of it. And in order to create change, we have to start with the mom. And then we can
Hmm.
move into the family. And we do not
Hmm.
negate the husband or the father or
Hmm.
the baby daddy. You bring them
Hmm.
on too. Start giving
Hmm.
them resources, opportunity that's going to give them things and possibilities within the community, and then give them sight so that they can see what they are capable of and start
Hmm.
instilling in them things like accountability, strength,
Hmm.
love, and hope, things that the society has been taking away from them. So I wanted to instill that in my community, seeing the bigger picture, not that it was just going to help the lady that I was helping, but that it was going to change a community that my family lives in. And
Mhm.
therefore, if we start practicing policing our own communities and working together as one, then my
Mhm.
grandchild and my grandson would be safe right in their own community. They could go outside and play in the street again, ride their bikes again, because grandma
Mhm.
down the street is going to be looking out for her, or the neighbor
Mhm.
around the road is going to be making sure that my grandson isn't doing something silly or getting
Mhm.
snatched up as he's playing basketball around the corner with his friends, because we are
Right.
all now a community. And that's what I'm trying
Yes.
to build, is get back to that, is building community, especially in the Black communities here.
Yes, most definitely. I certainly understand that. All of that is just really some profound statements I heard you make there. So tell us about True Beginnings. Give us a synopsis of what this is about.
Okay. So True Beginnings is the collaboration of services that are wraparound. And what we do is we assist the individual with learning about how to tap into being their divine self, their divine
Mm,
purpose, and get out of their own way. We do it from a trauma based service. So first, you
mhm,
attach case management that deals with the underlying. So everyone wants to think that when you go and you become incarcerated or homeless or you have substance abuse issues, that those are
mhm,
the actual problems. Those are not the problems. Within our
mhm,
community, especially with those that suffer from poverty, it is always
mhm,
trauma. Most definitely. So, if we address the trauma, help them become very whole in themselves as they're healing, then they will be able to learn how to market their most valuable self and be able to attain
mhm,
gainful employment, sustainable housing, become homeowners. So that's what True Beginnings does.
mhm,
We help them from poverty to prosperity. And then we opened up
mhm,
because it wasn't good enough to just give them these tools, but we had to also offer them a sustainable home where they would be safe to be able to practice these services, build a support network, and move
mhm,
forward in the services that we were providing. And that's when we opened up
mhm,
Divinity House, where we have the 7 women that live and they get to practice these services, learn these tools, heal, bring their kids in, and live a prosperous life and move on to permanent housing and then on to home ownership.
That's absolutely amazing.
Thank
Now,
you.
are you getting funding? Any type of funding from the state or any of that from the government? Hopefully.
Who wants their money? No, I'm just kidding. No, no. We mostly go after corporate and private funding. That way, that there's
Mhm.
no real stipulations on how we service. The
Got it.
bureaucracy is so deep when it comes down to housing that they
Mhm,
can tell us that we can put people in housing, but we can't mandate that they remain clean and sober. Well, then how is that a
mhm,
service? How are we helping our
mhm,
community if we're enabling them at the same time? So, what
mhm,
we have is a campaign. I was, if we all stand, that's what it is. Hashtag I was, if we all
mhm,
stand, where our community comes together, people that have investment properties, people that have their own homes and they're thinking about getting an additional home or they have an extra room in their house. We're campaigning that
mhm,
they come together with us. They make these
mhm,
donations, they provide housing for the individuals that we service, and we provide the
mhm,
services and we help move them, like I said, all of us coming together as a community to service.
mhm.
So we're not wagering on the sides of a grant, competing for something that's pretty much set in stone,
Yeah,
with other people that have been there before, you know. So we don't want to
right.
compete in that aspect. We want to do it as a collaboration as opposed to a competition. So
Mhm,
even though we do hope for some funding down the line from our
mhm,
county, our city, we really are
mhm.
just building this upon the great minds and great services of those that are and that see the vision coming into fruition and they want to be of service.
Wow. So how are you getting the word out there? A better question is,
Yeah.
who are you serving? Is it the people here in Las Vegas, or is it statewide, or what is it?
So this is the most amazing part of it. So True Beginnings is local here in Las Vegas. However, we are connected to the Safe Housing Network through a New
Mm-hmm.
Way of Life, which is located in Los Angeles under Susan
Mm-hmm.
Burton. She's the founder. And we have other homes. So we have homes in Illinois, we have homes in New York, Arizona, all across the country. And we all service in a different way, but they're all for formerly incarcerated women by formerly incarcerated women.
Mm. So, and how is it doing? How is the program doing?
Amazing.
Is it here in Vegas? It's doing
Absolutely.
good.
Absolutely. So we had our grand opening on March 1st. We had an
Hmm.
amazing press release go out. So we had Channel 3, Channel 5, Channel 8, Channel 13, then the Nevada Current and the Las Vegas Review Journal come out. Everyone wanted to know what was happening. And ever since
Hmm.
then, we have partnered with CCDC. We've partnered with
Hmm.
Plan Action and Mass Liberation Project. We've partnered
Hmm.
with Health Plan of Nevada, the Housing Division of Nevada or Nevada Housing Division. Like all of these individuals
Hmm.
have come out to service and support because they see that there's a need. Like you said, we are the first gender responsive, trauma
Hmm.
informed house for formerly incarcerated women here in Las Vegas. So, in doing
Wow.
that, just providing case management. And even in this crisis, let me tell you how much people want to help. In this crisis, our providers come to our house via Zoom. So they get vocal classes, they get writing classes, they get yoga, meditation, cooking classes, all of these things via a 55-inch screen television. And they get
Yeah.
to go out on walks and do their NA and AA meetings, and they just
Yeah.
enjoy life and be productive.
Wow. So let me ask you this. How do they find out about you guys? Is this something that they find out about before they leave the system, or do they get out and they're counselors or therapists or whatever tells them about you, or how do they find out about you?
There's several ways. We are very transparent. So we are all over social media. We also get referrals from CCDC, Clark County Department of Corrections, from the drug court, from Safe Nest, from West Care, from Clean Shots. We have all these different entities within our community that realize that the first order of business is trauma. And if you're formerly incarcerated, that they're not suitable or they might be better off matched with an organization that attacks or deals with those individuals, that demographic firsthand. So we
Hmm.
receive referrals. People call us or inbox me on a regular basis. They go onto our website at atruebeginning.org, Facebook, True
Hmm.
Beginnings, Amanda Village, just any kind of way. And a lot of times, though, they do come from referrals. Family members, they reach out and they say, I just can't have my sister or my daughter live with us. We need them to have services. We love them and we really want them to get some help. And we believe that your organization might be the one to help them.
Oh my goodness. So do you have how is your staff? I mean, do you do this by yourself? Do you have staff? Do you have volunteers, or how does that help? How does
I'm
that
going
go?
I'm going to tell you a really brief story. I had started getting away from God some time ago. I lost my father and I was grieving him for many, many, many years. And I
Mhm.
realized the reason that I was utilizing drugs was to self medicate because I was in pain. And
Yeah.
I'm a survivor of police brutality. I was literally beat, tased, pepper sprayed, choked out, punched, all of that in one
My.
incident with this police officer. And
Mhm.
I found myself in solitary confinement and I needed a
Mhm.
way out and I was looking for something and they allowed me to go to church. And there were
Mhm.
all these signs that the pastor was talking about or the minister you can ask for. You can ask for discernment, to speak in tongues. You can ask for all these things. And the biggest one that I wanted to ask for was discernment. And the reason for
Mm.
that was because I felt like I was a victim. I felt like all the abuse that was happening in my life was at the hands of someone else, and I had
Mhm.
nothing to, no part in that. So I
Mhm.
wanted to be able to discern, like, who were the people that were supposed to be in my life, God. So I went up to
Mhm.
my cell and it was just me, and I put my face down to the cement and I prayed, and I prayed for days, and I prayed for hours, and I prayed for many mornings and evenings, and I cried and I cried and I asked God for discernment, and He gave me the ability to speak in tongues and discernment. but I didn't know
Mhm.
what I was doing with those gifts. And then when I moved
Right.
here to Las Vegas and my
Mhm.
mind was clear and I was ready
Mhm.
to do a great service, that's when it
Mhm.
all just started opening up. And so he blessed me with this amazing team. Like I have
Mm.
women in my life that are smarter than me, that are
Praise
more
God.
compassionate than me,
Mhm.
that and they may not have ever even been incarcerated or went through
Mhm.
anything traumatic, but they have a
Mhm.
compassion and a level of love for their community and the woman next to them, that
Mhm.
they just shine in all their brilliance. And
Mhm.
we have come together and we are making this so great that
Mhm.
other agencies are reaching out to us to do an even mightier work right here in this community, and we are up for the task.
You're up for the task. So, I
Absolutely.
mean, but can a person volunteer? Would
Absolutely.
that be something that you entertain?
We accept all volunteers. We're looking for mentors, life coaches, book club members. We're looking for providers. Even if you believe that you have something that you can add to this system, to getting rid of
Mhm.
systematic oppression to a woman's life and help her enhance herself, please by
Mhm.
all means reach out. It takes a village in order to assist the next person and help a woman out of the trenches onto a better way of life. Because remember, we're going to not only help her, but our kids. We have so many volunteer opportunities, from yard sales and pop up resource fairs and galas, and coming over to help cook with the women, picking up donations, getting donations. Like we need
Mhm.
so many people to
Mhm.
be of service in this. It's not just for us 12 or 13, however many it is, but we need as many people as possible. And they can go on to atruebeginning.org and they can subscribe, and we'll get them hooked onto our calendar and they can choose what they would like to do in order to be of service with us.
That sounds amazing. There are people out there I know
Yes.
that
Yes.
would definitely be interested in volunteering. So let's go ahead and get that information out real quick. You
Okay.
say they're going to go to
A true
truebeginnings.com
beginning
or
dot org. So
a
it's a true beginning.org. There's no S on it. A true
okay.
beginning.org. And the light box will pop up and ask you to subscribe. You subscribe through there, put in your email address, and we will have our campaign manager get back in contact with you and let you know exactly what is going on, get you onto the calendar page, and send you out a welcome gift from the women in the house to bring
Mhm.
you in. Our campaign for becoming a volunteer and a mentor is called I'm In. And we love that. Just if you join, you're in. You're part of us. You're part of the team, part of the family. You can also go on to Facebook under True Beginnings, and you can join a Man Love Village. But you just ask for an invite on True Beginnings, and we will get you hooked up from there as well. IG, True Beginnings. So it's true underscore beginnings underscore LV. And like there's
Yes.
just so many platforms because we don't want to miss anybody, right? We
Uh,
want to get
Definitely.
everybody that wants to help. Absolutely.
Yeah, it sounds like you've had some really great media coverage, and we're just so elated to have you here on
Thank
our
you.
show. You know, I feel like if anything, this is not about a show tonight. This is about a
Yes.
service that I want to get out there to people from a woman
Yes.
that has had tremendous struggle, but against all odds is standing here and a leader. So what?
Yes.
So tell me this, and I'd like to know this from everybody because it happens. What makes you want to quit, Vera?
So today I had a rough day, right? Um,
Hmm.
what makes me want to quit is becoming overwhelmed. Coming from my
Hmm.
background dealing with trauma, substance abuse, there's always this nagging voice in your head, and it's saying to you, "You're not capable. You're not worthy. It's too good to be true. Something,
Hmm.
what can happen will happen." you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to say this, but I always go, hush, bitch, I got this, because it's that ego, that is trying to get you to stay in place and not move forward.
Right.
It's, when the universe has something great for you, you have to be uncomfortable in
Mm-hmm.
order to get through it. And I recognize that. So,
Mm-hmm.
what makes me want to quit is when I become overwhelmed. And the reason that I don't quit is because I know on the other side of it, it's bigger than me. And so I'm just a small facet in all of this. And
Mm-hmm.
I know that if I quit, I not only let myself down, but I let down all those
Mm-hmm.
other individuals that are looking for a way out. They need someone like myself to say it is possible, to come on in. The water is fine, that God is good, that the world is not all bad. And I want to be that person and let them know that that is exactly how it is. So just keep pushing,
Mm-hmm.
put one foot in front of the other. It's like when you
Mm-hmm.
go out and you have to go to work, and you go to work and you hate this
Mm-hmm.
job and it's foggy outside and it's raining, but you get in your car anyway because the kids got to eat. And so you get in the car and you get behind the wheel and you put the key in the ignition and you turn on those windshield wipers and the heater
Yeah.
so you can see that little 4 feet in front of your car. And you get there and you just keep pushing, you drive, but you might be going
Mm-hmm.
slow, but you drive anyway. And before you know it, you are at
Mm-hmm.
your job. And before you know it, you got that check and your kids are eating and
Mm-hmm.
everybody is happy and you made it. It was by faith and the grace of God. So when you feel like giving up, just remember it's just that small storm. It will pass. It will pass. And you can endure because he won't put nothing more on you than you can handle.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you that.
Amen.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I hate when I feel like giving up,
Yes.
right?
Definitely.
Yeah. Just keep pushing forward.
That's right.
And I hope what I said
Yes. Yeah,
today
man,
has
that was
helped someone.
that's what this show is about, moving forward against all odds,
Absolutely.
succeeding against all odds. I think you're
Yes.
on the right track here.
Thank you.
As a person that's been in Vegas, yeah,
Right.
yeah. You hate when you feel like giving up.
Yes, I hate that. But it's all a part of being human.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, so I really I love encouraging people and giving people a reason to not quit. And I think
Right.
you've been a great example of that for all you've
Thank
been through.
you.
You're still here. So there's one other question that I need to ask.
Okay.
Okay, so we all know that when you're incarcerated, it's hard to get stuff done. A job, loans. Yes. So how do you guys overcome for the ladies?
Marketing. Have you heard the old adage that people hire who they like? It doesn't have anything to do with your skill set. It doesn't have anything to do with your background. It doesn't have anything to do with what you can bring to the
There.
table, really. I mean, those things are looked at, true enough. But when you are liked by the person across the table from you, and when you show or resemble confidence, and they can see the reflection of themselves in you, they are more prone
So
to
how
hire.
do you guys overcome all of those obstacles? How
By
does
teaching them,
how do you overcome the obstacles of them having a record and not being able to get that job or that loan or any of that?
So it starts from within. So not only do we advocate on their behalf by going in first, but we also teach them self preservation and self love and help them heal. And once you can heal and then you can exude confidence, we teach you how to market your most valuable asset. And once you become confident in that and you believe that you deserve what you're going after, then people are more prone to give you an opportunity. So it's all about teaching that individual how to hone in on what they are good at, what they love to do, and how to go after that and to market it as we go out and we act as
Mhm.
liaisons and advocate on their behalf and say, hey, well, this person did A through Z, and they have been showing remarkable progress. They resemble all
Mhm.
the characteristics of what you
Okay,
deserve here in
that's
your
definitely
firm.
good information. Well, it is certainly. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that we work to make sure that that individual has a fair chance.
Mhm. That's amazing. That was a question that I'm glad you answered it that way because yes, yes, that is wonderful. That is wonderful. I just wondered how all of that worked because people are gonna want to know that. But anyway, we got to wrap things up for today. I want
Okay,
to thank you for being a part of our show. You have been one of my most
thank you for
intriguing
having me.
guests. And you brought a lot to the
Thank you.
table today. So I do want you to know that we're here for you whenever you have something that you want to get out there. You just give us a call. I'll get you back on the show. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Have a great day.